Hi, Paul Sack's Good News Planet. I'm here with two gentlemen who are doing wonderful work in Africa. We have Nene Kodjoe. Hi, Nene. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Okay, good. And we have our peace ambassador, goodwill ambassador, Errol Rapport. Hey, Errol, how are you?
Okay, great. I hope you're doing well, Paul.
Everything is good, and Africa is a big continent, and it has 50%, I believe, of all the resources on Mother Earth. And Nene, tell us what you're doing there, please.
Sure. So, I started this organization, SIA-Africa, about 12 years ago, with the intention and focus on mobilizing resources globally and matching these resources with opportunities and needs out of specific areas in Africa. The idea was born out of living in New York and trying to leverage my network to give back, and also doing stuff by, not just talking about issues, but doing something about them, and realizing that Africa needed partnerships and not handouts.
So give us some examples of where you've taken this, and congratulations.
Thank you. Well, the bulk of our work has sort of kind of taken place in Ghana, where we've worked with different partners to find investment resources for the healthcare sector, and also to do stuff in education, where some of the beneficiaries on the in Ghana. It's One of the beneficiaries in Ghana is an organization called the Ghana Girl Guides Association, which is an organization that empowers young women. And some of the resources we found for them include, giving them publicity and giving them media resources for some of the events that they've had.
What kind of events do they do?
So they've done a few awareness events that revolve around mental health. They also have done events that speaks to menstrual health issues. And so the events they've done, including like doing walks, doing cleanup campaigns, doing media events, just so that the word gets out.
I did, this was unbelievable to me. I did an interview about iPhone today, the iPhone 14, and and then the watch actually on the iPhone watch, and they said that you can create on your iPhone watch the woman's menstrual cycle, so she can be more cognizant of when it occurs for future births and so on and so forth. So technology is moving life along at a fast pace, but on the other hand, a slow pace. Tell us. I mean, how are Africa and let's just stick with Ghana.
I,
How do you see them using technology?
I think the youth today in Ghana really embraces the idea of technology. I think technology is one of the greatest inventions, especially I'll just stick to the smartphone. For me, it's one of the greatest inventions ever because, I was just talking to somebody earlier on today talking about how when we were growing up, we didn't have technology. And so we were not able to document a lot of the things that we did. Um, but considering what is happening today, and looking at stuff like WhatsApp and how just that technology is able to allow us to
So there's a little noise here.
I know I hear in the background. But yeah, I'm just just talking about how things like WhatsApp has allowed us to be able to reach people all over the world, uh, you know, by, just in a matter of minutes. When you send a message, somebody gets it. Using WhatsApp, we've used WhatsApp for a lot of events, and it's been very revealing how technology has changed a lot of how we do things. So yes, in
Ah,
Ghana, technology is being used very, very, very well.
excellent. Errol, how about a question from you?
Okay, my question is, well, first of all, I met Nene through Susan Phillips, and then we met at the UN, and I spent time talking to him, and I like the work he's doing. I want to know more about what you're doing here. You're here in the United States. How are you able to take the message here in the United States? Because you see things here that how do they relate to what's happening there in Ghana?
So yes, I might be here and they're there, but I was just talking to somebody today about how we use our networks and what we use them for. So, I have a big network on the ground, and we also have some of our volunteers on the ground. And so when we have events here or when we leverage our network in this city, what we do is that in some cases, we even develop mentorship programs where people are here and they do mentor people in Ghana and elsewhere. Um, in a few days, the current administration in the White House, led by Dana Banks and Robert Scott, will be hosting about 49 African leaders and also the AU at an event a series of events in Washington, D.C. And based on what I've gathered, there are about 246 African and American companies that will be attending this event. And, you know, about 2,000 private sector investors will also be there. So, yes, Africa is far away, as some might say, but in today's world, there's so many different ways of bringing people together. And this event in Washington, D.C., starting on the 11th, is one of such events that, is going to bring all these people together. They'll be talking about technology, they'll be talking about healthcare, they'll be talking about education, they'll be talking about impact investment, about, bringing businesses to go and invest on the continent, which is what Africa really needs. It's more of private sector investments. So yeah, we're here and they're there, but we use all our networks, and whenever we find the opportunity to bring, resources there, we do it.
So if somebody has a business here in America and they want to do some business in Ghana, can you help them?
Sure. We have, like I said, we have the networks, we have the people on our team that have successfully done things like this. And so, that is what we really want to see more happening.
Excellent.
So
Do you have a website?
you're
Sorry.
basically not looking for handouts. You're looking for people to invest with you and people to be involved in water resources, which is very important to Paul and everybody else here on this planet, and to do things to help the country and help the relationship between both countries and not handouts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, if somebody has a water company or water treatment uh, system that they want to bring there, these are things that we want to help get them over there to, go and invest in the communities over there. So it's not about asking for handouts. No.
And it's also
Do you have
about
a web?
education of children, I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it all ties in to these things, because if the people are not educated, they won't be able to operate these water systems that people are going to bring in. They won't be able to, manage the businesses that are coming in. So, of course, education is important, and we want to see uh, people educated, especially STEM education, which is very critical to, development.
All right, Nene, good job, good man.
Thank you.
What is your website? You have a website, or how do people reach you?
Sure, we do have a website. It's SIA hyphenated Africa.org.
All righty. Let me ask you one last question, which is very dear to us, and that is about peace. And Ghana is one of the countries that raised their hand at the United Nations and said, uh, we're going to be involved with the International Day of Peace. So for you, what does peace mean for you, Nene?
Well, you can never have peace if there's no security, right? So to have peace, you need security. Um, and so I think that developing strong institutions in places like Ghana and elsewhere is what will bring peace. So we need to try and develop, the institutions like security institutions and governance institutions, and that is going to bring peace.
Beautiful. Errol, thank you very much for getting on, introducing me to Nene. Nene, congratulations.
Thank you, Paul, for doing the interview and for all the things you do with Good News Broadcasting to help other people around the world.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Errol. Thank you, Paul.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.